Welcome to my YouTube channel Modi Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. So in this video I would like to explaining in detail of the MCQ on metal cutting processes. So this is our session number 8. So let us start with our question number 1. Which of the following is the correct equation for shear for Fs, where phi is the shear angle? So option A, Fs is equal to Fc cos phi minus Ft sin phi, where Fc that will be the cutting force, Ft that will be the thrust force. B, Fs is equal to Fc cos phi divided by Ft sin phi. Option C, Fs is equal to Fc cos phi into Ft sin phi. And option D, Fs is equal to Fc cos phi plus Ft sin phi. So for in detail study of this force relationship onto the merchant circle diagram, you should find the link in my descriptions for that. For the relationship here, Fs is equal to Fc cos phi minus Ft sin phi, which is the right equation for the shear force. So according to the given option A, that will be Fs cos phi minus Ft sin phi, which is the right relationship, where Fc that will be the cutting force, Ft that will be the thrust force, and basically both that force it will be find from the lathe tool dynamometer. Then next question. Thermal cracking of tools occurs at option A, low temperature, option B, high temperature, option C, low cutting speed, and option D, none of the mentions. So basically thermal cracking onto the tools, basically that will be increasing at the higher temperatures. So at higher temperatures that will be the different kind of characteristics of the tools. So that will be making a thermal cracking at the elevated temperature, or you can say higher temperature. So according to the option B, that will be higher temperature, the cracking of the tool, or you can say thermal cracking is possible. Then next question. With the passage of time, there is a loss in the weight of the tool. With this phenomenon is known as first, thermal cracking, second, mechanical chipping, C, softening, and gradual wear. So just you can see the basic definition of the wear, and that will be with the passage of the time there is a loss of the weight of the tool, or you can say mass loss before cutting and after cutting. So that will be called as a wear onto the tool. So you can say that in technical language that will be called as a gradual wear. So according to this option, so option D, gradual wear, that will be the loss of the weight into the tool. So then next question. In the orthogonal cutting of metals, option A, the cutting edge of the tool is perpendicular to the direction of tool travel. B, the cutting force occurs in the direction only, or you can say into single direction only. C, the cutting edge is wider than the depth of the cut. And D, all of the above. So basically the basic difference between orthogonal in oblique, so the basic arrangement in the case of orthogonal cutting, and that will be cutting edge of the tool is always perpendicular to the direction of tool travel. So if you want to learn in detail, so you should find the link in my descriptions. So for this, the basic arrangement of orthogonal cutting of the metals, and the answer A. So basically the cutting edge of the tool which is perpendicular to the direction of tool travel. Just you can see. The next question. Cutting forces can be measured by using A, option transducer, B, dynamometer, C, load cell, and all of the above. So basically these all are the instrument which is used the cutting used to measure the cutting forces. So the transducer that will be having a possibilities, by the dynamometers you should measure the cutting force, load cell you should measure. So according to the options, all of the above which is used to measure the cutting force during the metal cutting operations. Then next question. In metal cutting, the zone where the tool is generated due to the friction between the moving chip and the tool face is called option A, friction zone, option B, work tool contact zone, option C, shear zone, and option D, none of the above. So basically in the case of metal cutting operations, where the heat is being generated due to the frictions onto the friction zone. So basically chips is continuously flowing onto the top face of the single point cutting tool. So due to that continuously flowing of the chips, it will be making a friction between top face of the tool and the chip. So that will be called as a friction zone. So according to the given option, in case of metal cutting, the friction zone which is heat is being generated. Then next question. Transducers have a much natural frequency and stiffness than dynamometers. So basically that will be from the characteristics of the transducer, and you can say the comparison between transducer and the dynamometers. Generally both are used to measure the cutting force during the metal cutting operations, but in case of the transducers have a much higher natural frequency and stiffness than the dynamometer. So that will be the basic characteristics. So just you can see the options A, higher. So that will be absolutely right. The transducer have a higher natural frequency and stiffness than the dynamometer. So no need to go for the detailed discussion with the others like lower, equal, and none of the mentions. So transducer that will be always higher natural frequency and stiffness than the dynamometers. Then next question. The factor considered for evaluation of the machinability is option A, cutting forces and power consumption, B, tool life, C, types of the chips and shear angles, and all of the mentions. So if you want to learn in detail for that machinability and machinability index, how to calculate, so the link it will be given into my descriptions. So according to that characteristics of the machinability for the metal cutting operations, so which is the cutting forces and the power consumptions, that will be the factors. Tool life, which is also considering as a factors. Types of the chips and the shear angle, which is considering as a factors, that will be considered for evolution of the machinability. So according to the given options, all the three are possible. So all of the mentions, or you can say all of the above, which is possible to evaluate the machinability during the metal cutting operations. The next question. Crater wear is usually found while machining ductile materials. True or false? So that sentence it will be false. Crater wear usually found while machining or ductile materials, that will be the wrong things. So basically for in detail study of the crater wear and flank wear, you should find the link in my descriptions. So that will be the next question. So here that will be the answer is wrong, or you can say false. The next. Tool life is measured by the option A, number of pieces machines between the tool sharpening. Option B, time the tool is in contact with the job. Option C, the volume of the material removed between the tool and the sharpening. And D, all of the above. So basically in the theory of the tool life equations, and that will be deriving by the Taylor's tool life equations. So in case of the tool life theory, if you want for the detailed study, you should find the link in my descriptions. So basically tool life, it will be measured by number of pieces machined between the tool sharpening. So Tool sharpening, that will be by the definition wise. Time to the tool is in contact with the job, that is also possibilities for the measurement of the tool life. And the volume of the material is being removed between the tool and sharpening. So all three are the possibilities for measurement of the tool life. So all of the above. So if you like this, then subscribe and share. Modi Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. Thank you very much.